Welcome not to the jungle, but to the desert. That is the Sand Rat Cellar, or Cellar of Sand Mouse, or whatever you want to say for this battle. This is a continuation of the Final Fantasy Tactics All Archers challenge run. The difficulty level of this challenge run so far has been medium. I would imagine it's going to turn up just a little bit, but I picked Archer because I thought it would be a pretty interesting one to go through. Not something that is as versatile as, like monks, or something as overpowered as like samurai or ninja or something. Okay, so something a little bit more limited, but still with enough oomph to get through a lot of challenges. So we will see the archers in action again. Let's talk about charging. Charging in this game works as follows. The charge number, so charge +1, charge +2, +3, adds to your base stats before multiplying by the weapon power. So for example, for a crossbow, the damage is your character's attack number times the weapon power for the crossbow. So the bow gun, I think, is 4, so it's just your... it's 3. No, it's 3. So it's 3 times whatever your attack number is. But charge adds to your attack number for crossbow. So you would add the attack power of your character 1 for charge +1 before you multiply it by 3. For bows, long bows, it works a little differently once you start taking into the average of your attack power and your speed times the weapon power. So it adds to both before it does the subtraction. So we'll talk more about that when we hit bows. And then the charge numbers take a certain number of clock ticks, ATB clock ticks. So charge +1 takes 4 clock ticks, +2 takes 5, +3 takes 6, +4 takes 8. So that's finally where you get a little disadvantage. Going from 3 to 4 takes 8 clock ticks. And a clock tick, during a clock tick, every actor gets their speed number added to their CT. During each clock tick, everybody gets their speed number added to their CT, and when anyone's CT gets to 100, they act. So that's why you'll see it looks like the charge takes a different amount of time. Sometimes, like, wow, sometimes I can get a charge +4 off without anything happen. That's just all about where everybody's CT is at the time you start it. So that's how that works. Anyway, in the desert here, you've got the enemies kind of cornered. They're a little bit cornered here, so we're trying to kind of get them in their doorways and pop them as soon as we can, as soon as they're coming through those doorways. So that's going to be the goal here, and we're hoping that Delita and Algus make some smart choices, although, as you know, they can't always be relied upon to do that. Another notable thing here is once you initiate a charge, you cannot move afterwards like a mage can. A mage can target a spell with a charge and then move. If an archer charge attack, you cannot do that. So her attack power, so she's attacking for what looks like 18. Her attack power probably is 4 at the beginning. So her damage normally would be 12, but she gets 2 added to that 4, multiplied by 3, which is the power of the bow gun, which gets her up to 18. So that's how she got to 18 there with charge +2. So if your attack power, for every 1 on the charge, you'll get your weapon attack power again. So you'll get another 3 to multiply, or another 1 to multiply your 3 by. So each one of these charges will do 3 more damage, basically, in this battle. The better your weapon is, the more you'll get from each charge number. And during your charge, of course, enemies can hit you and get a little bit more on you there. There's a damage formula for that, for how much more they can do to you. And then they can be more accurate, too. Their accuracy is much better when you're charging. Although I've noticed Arrow Guard still does work. So in the few battles that we do use the Arrow Guard ability, which we will actually make good use of, very good use of, we can still charge with impunity as long as we don't have knights and monks beating on us. So Ramza here, again, counting tiles. You can see as I'm playing, I'm actually counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Charge +2 is good right there. Same as charge +1. So his is 24. That means his base attack was 6. He was adding 8 and then multiplying that 8 by 3 to get to 24. So his base attack is 2 higher than was the female archers there. I can't remember which one of my ladies that is. So I'm looking to see how much damage I can do over there, hoping that Delita and the other archer over there, it must be Sergey, see if they can take care of that monk. And then get over here to assist with these guys. You know, again, counting squares here to look for an optimal place to go. Also trying to spread out my damage around. Algus and Delita often don't make very smart choices, so they're going to end up dead a lot of times. Thankfully, they don't have a countdown timer on them, so I don't mind them kind of soaking up the initial enemy barrage as I get myself into position. And I could have played this more defensively by getting all the archers backed up farther, but the bowgun does make that hard to stick and move when you have just the 4 as your maximum and you can't increase it but with position. So I'm trying to power that knight down. And this monk is going to be weak, hoping that you can take advantage of the enemies. The enemy's AI will sometimes, if they are weak, they will kind of play defensively and they will retreat, and that will be used to good effect in this run as well, taking advantage of that right there. You see Merlin the knight, rather than getting back into the fray, he's going to back up and hope for some healing. He'll get back into things if he gets a healing item thrown at him, but he's going to get out of the way. So he, for right now, is as good as dead, although we can finish him off when we have an action to spare later. There's Delita finishing off that monk right there. So now those two can start wrapping their way around to assist over here, where we desperately need some assistance because she's already taken a hit. She's going to take another hit, and she's going to be weak right there. Ramza's going to try to stick and move. He has very bad compatibility with that archer, or sorry, with that knight. So that would be worst compatibility right there, the 9 damage. And we get there by his base attack would be 18, so 6 times 3. 6 times 3, his attack being 6, 3 being the power of the crossbow. And then the worst compatibility, same-sex male, male attacking male, and a bad Zodiac compatibility will half your damage calculation after everything else. So even after charging and all that, so you can charge it up, get a big number, and then it will have it. It looks like he has the same bad compatibility with the other knight, but he has neutral compatibility with this knight. So you can see charge plus 1 gets him an extra 3, so an extra weapon attack for his bowgun. She can get out of the way. She can get a little bit on him. So her 12, she probably has... Yeah, so she probably has bad but not worst comp with him, because she has 4 times... Oh, no, 4 times 3, so that's normal for her. 4 times 3 is her 12, that's right. Without looking at all their numbers directly before this, it is sometimes hard to remember, so I apologize for that. But you can see the female's base attack is a lot lower. But I did want to have a mix of males and females so that I could play around with the compatibilities a little bit. I know a lot of the female units won't have the brave growth that I would like, and they won't have the physical attack growth that I would like. But I'll accept that a little bit with a party like this, just to have some mix-up. Plus, I think the female archer sprite is pretty cool. I always have. Not in a weird way. Not in a weird way, please. But I've just always thought that was a cool design. But also it will help me kind of keep track of doing a little bit of Zodiac checking with my characters. Not that I've been too deliberate with choosing Zodiac signs for anybody. So they've got a couple of units over there bunched up, and I'm trying to decide how to best protect that female archer while doing some damage as well. So I'm going to have to put Ramza a little bit into harm's way, although you can see I've positioned him so that monk can't get right in front of him. And so nobody can move to directly in front of Ramza. I would like to, if I could, stick and move here. Just attack a tile and then run. But I cannot quite do it with those guys because they're so close to me. It's possible I could try to attack the tile on the ground beneath the monk, but I don't know for sure if that would work, and there's no way of knowing until you try it and then fail. So I at least want to make sure I get some damage on that monk. So his attack value would have been 5 times 3 for the 15 on the neutral compatibility. So you can kind of see where our numbers are coming from. And she's going to work her way over there towards Crystal Land, or just at least get herself out of the way. We do have one more bad guy archer still hanging out in the building who could cause some trouble if he decides to. You can see the little unsure where they move forward 1 and then wait. That's just kind of a waiting move. That's them unsure what to do. They can't find a good move and attack, so they just kind of move 1 square and wait. That's behavior that we'll see quite a bit with this team. And we see now Delita is also frustratingly, infuriatingly getting out of the battle, going over towards that crystal. Ugh, it's making me very, very upset. So you can see someone named Lloyd is going to get the turn. So here's where I'm actually checking around to make sure that I'm not going to get it on a charge. I take it at the worst compatibility. Even with the worst compatibility, I'll take the stick and move. She's going to go over, try to do something. And it's going to be the crystal. She wants to stay out of harm's way. At least she wants to stay alive so that her timer doesn't start going, even if she's no longer really a threat to the enemies. I at least want her to stay alive enough to not have a ticker start moving on her. Okay, there's a good pop on the monk. And Ramsey gets to retreat now. So he'll be out of range of that knight. And here we'll have another. This is another stick and move, even at worst compatibility. It's good to pop him and get out of the way. And Delita, again, going to be infuriating in going for a possible crystal there and getting way out of the battlefield. While I've got some threats up here, even though the knight is going to have a hard time chasing us down, the archer is going to be causing us problems. So there I'm just waiting with her because she'll get a turn more quickly. So if that monk does turn into a crystal, she can get the turn faster and hopefully get it before Delita runs over there and steals it, because she needs it much more than he does. Here I actually have to move forward a step to get charge +2 off. Okay, so you can see the monk crystallize, and now I have to hope that my female archer gets an action before Delita so I can grab it. And I have to stay out of his line of sight because he will pop Ramza in the back of the head. And so you can see a couple of nice attacks there, 24-24. And so, yeah, so they get neutral compatibility there, I think, with the charge +2, if I'm doing all that mental math in my head correctly. I'm still getting used to doing that mental math. So their base attack would be 6 times 3 would be 18. Charge +1 would be 21. Charge +2 is 24. As we're walking through that, there's that really horrible compatibility knight. Now that works both ways. So when that knight attacks me, he will do less damage, but he has a higher base of damage to hit me with. So I'll still probably be able to take a couple of hits from him if I need to. From those guys, I just have to make sure that they do that. I'm going to check, and actually charge +1 is an ability that that monk had, but I decided to just pick up the HP for this one to keep her alive and make this battle a little bit safer. But yeah, I could have saved 100 JP or so learning charge +1 with her. So you can tell I haven't been grinding too much to pick those things up. Concentrate was my main focus, because Concentrate just gives you that 100% hit percent with your bows at long range. It really opens up the game. It makes random battles a lot easier, so when you are doing grinding, grinding becomes easier. There's a shield block right there. So here is a stick, and I can either stick and move or stick and wait to get a turn faster. So he opts for stick and wait to get a turn faster. We have a couple of crystals, so we got to take care of those or these guys are going to grab them. And I always check to see what they have. Anything good? Nothing that I need. So we are going to just restore, although we don't need a whole lot left. And now we can just pop him with the... Again, that's targeting the tile behind him. So we can move, get the crystal, finish off the archer. And now we just need to work this knight down, and we will be in good shape. We also have to kind of head him up from getting to that crystal, so we got to make sure. Even at charge +1, Doesn't give us any difference there because of the rounding system, I believe, in the calculation. Let's see how we get there. So regular would be 18. If we bopped it to, if we opted his attack to 7. So 6 times 3, 18 down to 9. 7 times 3 be 21. Divide that in half. I guess it should be 10, I guess. I guess it should be 10. I'm not sure how that rounding works. Because I think it would be 10 rather than 9. I don't know. This is new for me, as I've said. So now we finally have a timer going. We finally have a timer, and it's already at 2. So we need to make sure we finish this quickly. And she can indeed hit him with a charge plus 2 from 12 to 18. Again, that gives her 2 more multipliers of her weapon. Delita's going to charge. And Ramza is just going to pop because he knows that this guy's going to take critical. There was a critical hit that did no more damage than it was supposed to because criticals can roll very low and do the same amount of damage. So they do the amount of damage you were supposed to do plus a number between 1 and your damage number again, or your strength, your attack number again, minus 1. So you could get 1 on there. And then subtract 1 from that down to 0. So you'll just do your base damage. That's why you'll see that sometimes. Kind of a wide range of criticals. And that would have pushed him back if he had not been standing in front of a body. So that is the Cellar of the Sand Mouse or Sand Rat Cellar. Taken care of with archers. We did have one hit the ground, but nobody dead all the way. Stay tuned for the next exciting archerific video.